see if we can have another look, and then I'm going to explain to you what went down with the darting. I think you had various. I think you had a view of the first darting incident, then there was a second one, marginally more successful, which I think we showed you the replay of. I'm just going to explain exactly what happened there once this hyena loped off into the night. Right, it's got a nice colour in the sky there, so maybe this is a good place to stop. What say you, Boone? We'll leave the light on as the hyena disappears there. Right, now, I'm just going to readjust this earpiece because it's in the wrong ear, of course. And then I'm going to place myself upon the dashboard. I have got so many wires attached to various parts of my person and the radios and bits of me. I think there might be some internally actually as a function of this drive. Anyway, there he goes. Right, yeah. Is that good for you, Vil? Okay, good. Thank you. Sardonic okay, says Viam. Right, so let me just explain what happened. So we were in that sighting. You saw exactly that Sindile was sitting on top of the termite mound. And for those of you who've just tuned in and are perhaps confused, he's no longer Madiba. It's all a very confusing, rather ego-driven process. We're going to stick with our name, Sindile. That's a much better name, I think, anyway. Now, what happened was he was lying on the termite mound. The Sabi sands came into the area, and he was lying perfectly, actually. His bottom was exposed, and what she did, Candace, this is the ecologist from the Sabi Sands, she stuck the dart gun out of the window and she fired, and unfortunately what happened with the first dart is that it hit a stick on its way through, and that flipped it up, and that's why it didn't hit. It just went over the top of him and hit the termite, something hit the termite mound behind him, but the dart itself fell off, and it immediately expelled its rabicin or anti-rabies vaccine. And Sindile got a fright. He didn't feel anything. He got a fright. He looked up. He obviously shot up like a scalded cat, ran, and then he stopped and he looked. And I'll tell you the difference between when he was actually hit with it compared with his reaction there. So then he walked off, and he was a little bit suspicious, but not too bad. And then he went around the corner, through a little drainage line, and he lay down. And we then went around with the other vehicle, with the Sabi Sands guys, and unfortunately we couldn't get a very clear shot of him being shot. And we did see him, we heard the shot going boop, and then we saw the leopard explode from where he was sitting, and he disappeared off into the bush. So the second shot was completely successful. Now what happens with that dart is it's got a little gel cap on it, and either the rabicin would have been immediately expelled as it hit him, because there's a special plunger in it, and what would have happened is that he would then bite it out, or what would happen is that the little gel cap will disintegrate and the dart will fall out and he will be unharmed. Now, he will have to be redone if that dog is found to be rabid, and we don't know if it is or not, but we'll keep you posted. But a successful day for Sindile. So that was a marvelous drive, wasn't it? Beautiful Karula. Thank you to Karula for taking the bulk of the drive while we had our communications difficulties. A big thank you to Viam on the